Guten
Alright,
Tag.
we're good to go. Hey guys, welcome to the Talking Bumps podcast. We're trying a new format here. The watch alongs, let's be honest, there weren't a lot of people watching. So we're trying a more of a spoken word recap format. So we are recapping AEW Rampage. Let me just bring up my notes. And as always, I'm your host, the one-handed gamer OHG. I'm over here with my good friend Dolo Fuzzy, and
Hola.
yeah,
Hola.
I guess we should start out with the opening match, which was Darby Allin and Billy Gunn, and I don't know, I I really don't know what they were trying to do here. I think they were trying to portray Billy Gunn as a much more physically um, imposing wrestler as opposed to Darby Allin.
Well,
Um,
yeah, of course.
I mean it worked for a little bit, but then when you really think about it, you really don't need to book a strong wrestler with two guys that are gonna run in anyway. Um, because it was not only Billy Gunn, it was Billy Gunn and the Gun Club,
Yeah,
and
but the Gun Club didn't come in until the end anyway, so
yeah,
which he had already lost, so
yeah,
they didn't actually do anything for him.
and of course you had Sting doing Sting things, which was looking at Colton and the other one, and making sure they didn't do anything just by staring at them, um, which was
Uh,
effective. I mean, I guess They're building up. The match ended with, of course, a run in by the Gun Club, and it took two coffin drops to put Billy Gunn down. I think
yeah,
two or three, and
first two.
yeah, it took about two coffin drops, and Darby won the match, but they got run over by the Gun Club. But before that, Sting stared at Billy Gunn as if to insinuate maybe there'll be a match with the two coming up in the future. I don't know, but I'm here for it. Um, it's a match that I know I've never seen before. Either that or they're gonna make Sting and Darby fight the Gun Club, in which I don't know why they're trying to give the Gun Club the rub, because I don't think they're that great. I think they're still very green, and I think maybe because Billy's a producer, there might be some nepotism there. Um, but who knows? Either way, I for a Darby match, I usually like Darby matches, but I'm gonna give that a 3 because it wasn't that effective. What do
Yeah,
you
no,
think?
I agree. If I was to rate it on the match itself, considering who he was going against and what you normally get out of him, it to me it just was like his first coffin drop was like barely a one count, but yet he automatically goes for a second and then it's over. So I can't really suspend my disbelief on that for that he could have beat him with just an extra one right away. So yeah, it was all right. It like they tried what they what they went to go out and do, they did fine. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm around like a 3.0 to like a 2.5.
Yeah,
Quite mediocre. It was just a mediocre match, really.
it was. Usually with Rampage, they start out with a barn burner of a match, but they really didn't. Um,
They didn't have the caliber there. mean, you could say, well, Billy Gunn's the guy is the caliber, but well, he's not.
I don't want to
Ain't
put
what he used to be. Ain't what he used to be.
I don't want to put stock in a 45 or 50-year-old, however old Billy Gunn is. Um,
But you will in the Sting.
no, I don't. I didn't. I never said I wanted Sting in an opening match spot because Sting is good, but he doesn't have that octane to still go.
Right.
Hot take. He can still go, but he's not at like show kickoff type deal. You know?
I feel like they had uh they had Billy just moving slower than he normally is,
Yeah.
than he normally would. But then again, maybe that's just how he wrestles anymore. I mean, it's been a while since I actually sat down to watch him wrestle. So,
I mean,
like I said, it just didn't seem like there was that much hard hitting things except for him just moving around slowly to pick him up and throw him around. That was it.
he looked good. But
Yeah.
as far as doing stuff that wowed me in the ring, nah. The crowd seemed to be into it though. They still like Billy Gunn. They were calling him
Oh yeah.
Mr. Ass, and of course, there was a point where Billy Gunn mocked Sting in the corner of the ring by doing the woo and then trying to do the Stinger splash, but
Well, they were calling him Mr. Ass to get on his try and get on his nerves. But I feel as though he did a perfect job of not falling into it. As a matter of fact, he did the old Mr. S taunt kind of back at him.
and he did the crotch chop in the corner, blinking you might miss him, but
Yeah, but the crotch chop is something that he does still all the time.
he actually still
That
does.
was a reference back to an old gimmick.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, moving right along. The next segment we have the Park and not Park, Punk and QT Marshall challenge for this week's Dynamite. Their Thanksgiving Dynamite, which is taking place in Chicago, and I think we all know what's gonna happen there.
Yep. Punk's gonna beat the snot out of him, and I get to sit back and have to suffer through another QT Marshall match.
I don't, I
Ugh.
don't, I don't, I don't know if it's gonna be a squash, but it might as well be. Um, yeah, that segment was lukewarm. Um,
Nope, it was one of those segments that they should have just taken advantage of Twitter and putting it out on there is what they should have done.
it's not lukewarm because of Punk. It's lukewarm because of QT. I don't think he's great on the mic. Um, and I think him having the diamond cutter is an insult to the man that used the diamond cutter, even though the man that used the diamond cutter is the one that gave him permission to use the diamond cutter. Go figure. Um,
Yeah. It doesn't mean I have to like who he says is okay to use it. That's all.
so something that I will say you can expect to see MJF somewhere in this match or after it because of Punk and MJF's exchange or lack thereof last week.
Well, I never really brought that into thought. Maybe Marshall wins. No, no, no. QT's not going to win. They're not going to give up. They're not going to give his first loss to QT because he doesn't.
He
He's
doesn't
too
need it.
old and out of there that he doesn't need a rub.
And also, you're not gonna make Punk lose in Chicago. I mean, there's gonna come a point
I
where
think they're going to try to, but it's not going to work.
he will lose in Chicago, but he's not gonna lose in Chicago. Not on this night.
No, like you said, I wasn't even thinking about that. So he might come close to losing it because of you know Pinnacle or something like that. But other than that, I don't think he's going to actually lose it.
Yeah. All right. Moving along, we had Jade Cargill facing off against Red Velvet, and I know you thought Red Velvet was gonna pull out the win, but it turned out to be Jade Cargill
Yeah, and I wanted Jade Cargill to win anyway, so
via
win's a win.
the Jaded. Yeah, it's typical heel face booking. I mean, on one end, you've got Jade Cargill facing off against Thunder Rosa, and you've got Ruby Soho facing off against Nyla Rose. I don't think Nyla Rose is gonna win, but I do think Jade Cargill is gonna beat Thunder Rosa. But I don't I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not gonna begin to make assumptions because whenever I do, AEW throws a curveball in there and says, nah, not gonna do it that way.
Oh, fam.
So that was actually a decent match. That was actually
Yeah.
a decent match. One of the better matches I've seen out of Red Velvet. Um,
Besides that giant mess up that they had in there.
I have to watch it again to actually see that. But
It wasn't hard to miss. By the way, for me, it just went too long. Other than that, it was a fine match.
yeah, it was a good match. Pretty run of the mill from what we're used to seeing from Jade Cargill. Nothing I saw from her wowed me other than the fact that she's just a physical specimen.
Yeah, I give it a 2.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. Maybe I'll bump it up to a 2.8, but it doesn't get out of the two territory for me. Um, okay. The next we have the tag match between Adam Cole and Bobby Fish versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. And right off the bat, I'm gonna say, what was that finish?
Say it was a bit of a letdown, honestly.
What was that finish? Honestly, um, the match was good to start. I mean, Jungle Boy was doing his thing. Uh, Luchasaurus was doing his very typical tall man stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I
at
think
one
first.
at one point, Jungle Boy leaped over Luchasaurus from the top rope to connect with a splash on, I think it was Cole. Um, but for me, the match ended in a WTF moment when Adam Cole decided to abandon Bobby Fish after being chased with a steel chair by Christian. Um, by the way, I think this elusive friend that Adam Cole and Bobby Fish are talking about, they gotta be talking about Kyle O'Reilly.
Was he released?
I think he did not resign.
Oh, very well could be then.
They gotta be talking about Kyle O'Reilly because Roderick Strong is not out of contract yet. I think he's actually still in Diamond Mine in NXT. Um, but for me, God, I gotta. Normally, I usually give Lucha Jungle and I give Adam Cole high marks on matches, but with that finish, with Adam Cole just leaving Bobby in the snare trap for the easy tap out for Jungle Boy, I don't know. I gotta give that a 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna be hard on it too, which is no higher than 2.5, but I'd say no lower than a 2. Still very mediocre match. I want more out of Jungle Boy. I mean, I guess people could say, well, why don't you want more out of like Luchasaurus and all them? No, I don't know why. I feel as though I'm getting kind of Jungle Boyed out from him. Just he's been there long enough now. We should be seeing more moves than just a snare trap and him doing his same go-to moves all the time, which I get it. They still get pops, but
Yeah,
I want to start seeing more. If they want to make him become, Jungle Man, then we got to see more from him as a performer in the ring. That's all. I'm
agreed.
not saying more high flying moves or anything like that.
Agreed.
I'm just saying we need something change, take
Agreed.
certain moves away for a little bit and only use them every once in a while or something.
Agreed. Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
heart grows fonder whenever, you don't get to see or be around people or see things that you would normally see all the time.
Yeah.
When you finally see it, it's going to have more of a feeling.
Yeah. Uh, I totally agree with you. I think Jungle Boy is getting a little stale, and it's not to say Jungle Boy's not talented. We're just
No, no.
we're just saying he can do more. Um,
Yep.
he could do more, and his star could get even higher because
Oh yeah.
ultimately I think the kid's gonna be the face of that company sooner or later.
I would definitely be down to see uh a more bad guy version of him that just changes up probably almost everything of how he works in the ring. Just bring a different style to himself.
I don't know if I'm down for a heel turn Jungle Boy yet. I think I'm down for adding something to the moveset that makes me go wow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there is that. Plus, I would like to see probably some more double team moves that are different. Stuff that we haven't seen.
Honestly, I think the most likely person that we are to
They
see
have the team. They have the team to do it. They have a nice strong guy to go with them.
the most likely person we are to see turn heel out of that group would be Luchasaurus.
Probably, yeah.
I'd love to see a monster type Luchasaurus. Um,
Yeah, I don't know how you. Well, as a bad guy, yeah, I know like it would go great, but like what else is there for him to do? The name's Lucha. He's Saurus. He's doing flippy moves as a big guy, and he's already doing like big guy choke slams and shit like that. Like, what else could he bring to the repertoire? I don't know what else he could really do.
maybe he drops the Lucha and just becomes
Saurus,
Tyrannosaurus, Tyrannosaurus or something.
maybe.
Um, but either way, we all agree that something within Jurassic Express has to change. Maybe they throw a swerve at us and Christian turns heel because he's great at that too. Um,
Christian needs to. They need to push him out on his own to do something, or have him team up with somebody else, or what I mean.
but
I don't
they
know.
honestly, I believe Brian Danielson is filling a role that needs to be filled because Kenny Omega is going to be out for a significant amount of time because he's having some surgeries done from Full Gear, like
That and
real.
did you know that he was wrestling uh for a couple I guess it was a couple years now. He's been wrestling with Vertigo. So he's been wrestling and doing everything that has to do with his job with a spinning ring the whole time.
Damn.
So kudos to that man
Anyway,
who somehow takes a spinning ring and made fucking magic.
yes. Get better, Best Bout Machine. Um, ultimately, though, I really do think that they will. When Kenny Omega comes back, he's obviously gonna have a hell of a face turn because people are gonna miss Kenny. I know I'm gonna miss Kenny, honestly. Um, so he's gonna have a monster face turn. I do believe.
Right.
Anyway, guys, it's time for the outro. I just want to give a little few notes on what I think is going to happen on Rampage. Not Rampage, Dynamite. I fully expect to see um, Punk beat the hell out of QT Marshall. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun show on Thanksgiving. I'm not sure what the card is. I don't have it in front of me, but we will be doing a show that recaps Dynamite. So don't miss that. Probably expect that on Friday, because Thursday is Thanksgiving and people are with their families and whatnot. So we're not gonna bombard you with a show on Thursday. So I guess we'll catch you on Friday for the recap of Wednesday's Dynamite. You can catch me at OHG on YouTube, OHG Plays on Facebook, and you can get me on Twitter at the real OHG86. I'm gonna let you do your thing there, Fuzz. Take him home, buddy.
If it's not obvious, a whole match card of, a whole night is very mediocre. I rate the whole show as like a 2.5.
Agreed.
Um,
Agreed.
as for that doesn't mean it was a terrible night. It was something that was still more watchable than the other brands that are out there putting stuff. We won't say the name of that place, but still. Yeah, other than that, have a night, everybody.
Yeah. By the way, did you know WWE spelled backwards is ew?
You?
Yeah, ew.
Oh, poopy.